OpenAI's AGI readiness czar resigns, NVIDIA overtakes Apple as the world's most valuable company, and looking at putting bugs into neural networks to improve their performance. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. OpenAI's AGI readiness czar resigns, citing concerns over AI preparedness. Miles Brundage, OpenAI's newly resigned AGI readiness czar, has announced his departure from the organization, expressing deep concerns over the readiness of OpenAI and the world to handle advanced AI technologies. In a personal post on his Substack, Brundage called leaving his dream job after 6 years a difficult decision, driven by a sense of responsibility towards the implications of human-level artificial intelligence. I decided, Brundage wrote, that I want to impact and influence AI's development from outside the industry rather than inside. He emphasized that neither OpenAI nor any other leading lab is prepared for the technology they're developing, and the world isn't ready either. Brundage's resignation comes amidst a wave of high-profile departures from OpenAI, reflecting broader concerns about the company's strategic direction and focus. Notable recent exits include Mira Murati, CTO, and Bob McGrew, Chief Research Officer, both of whom left in September 2024 after being instrumental in the company's operations. Berit Zoff, VP of Research, and Ilya Sutskever, co-founder and chief scientist, departed in May 2024. Jan Leckie, co-leader of the Super Alignment Group, also left shortly after Sutskever, citing concerns about OpenAI's emphasis on product development over safety. Greg Brockman, OpenAI's president, is currently on sabbatical, while John Schulman, another co-founder, recently joined competitor. Brundage was instrumental in creating OpenAI's 5-step scale of AI and artificial general intelligence AGI levels, which was leaked earlier this year. On this scale, which ends with AI capable of doing the work of an organization, OpenAI believes that the world is currently on the verge of level 2, AI with human-level reasoning abilities. Despite these advancements, Brundage warned that there are still multiple levels to go, and neither the industry nor society is sufficiently prepared for what comes next. So while Brundage believes AGI has the potential to benefit humanity, he stressed that such outcomes are not guaranteed and will depend on the deliberate actions of those creating and regulating the technology. His resignation comes just months after OpenAI dissolved its AI safety team, and with his exit, OpenAI has reassigned members of its AGI readiness team to other groups, raising further questions about the company's approach to AGI stewardship. NVIDIA, if only for a few moments, has overtaken Apple to become the world's most valuable company, following a record-breaking rally driven by a surging demand for its AI chips. On Friday, NVIDIA's market value briefly reached $3.53 trillion, slightly surpassing Apple's $3.52 trillion, and NVIDIA ended the day valued at $3.47 trillion, while Apple closed at $3.52 trillion. NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft have been major contributors to Wall Street's record highs this year, with their market capitalizations fluctuating closely together. NVIDIA, known for its dominance in AI computing chips, has been the biggest beneficiary of the ongoing AI boom, which is seeing increased investments in AI capabilities by companies like Microsoft, Alphabet, and Meta. And following this, NVIDIA's stock has surged nearly 190% this year, fueled by the growing adoption of generative AI technologies. Its recent rally was further boosted by OpenAI's $6.6 billion funding round and a strong earnings report from chipmaker TSMC. NVIDIA's chips are in high demand as companies expand their AI initiatives, which has positioned the firm at the forefront of the sector's growth. In contrast, Apple is facing challenges with slowing smartphone demand, particularly in China, where iPhone sales slipped by 0.3% in the third quarter. With NVIDIA leading the AI race and Apple navigating a competitive smartphone market, the two tech giants continue to drive investor sentiment in the broader market, accounting for a significant portion of the S&P 500's indexed weight. And with NVIDIA's momentum and Apple's challenges, this contest about who is the most valuable company in the world may have a few more rounds left in it. For some time, the general wisdom has been that we just need larger and larger models for our AI systems, and that will make them much more intelligent and truly useful. The problem with that approach is that the cost of training and running these large models is growing not linearly, but exponentially. The compute costs alone for training GPT-4 were estimated somewhere between $60 to $80 million is the best information I can get. That's an increase from somewhere around $5 million reported for GPT-3. And these numbers continue to climb. Google's next Gemini Ultra is estimated to be closer to $200 million to train. And the costs I'm talking about don't include the staff or the computing time and energy usage to run the models once they're trained. So we did a story last week on a firm called Liquid AI, and it's a company that's trying to take a new approach. It took a look at small worms, and it tried to figure out how you could use that to get more output from a new design that's much smaller and less costly. Now, the jury's still out on Liquid AI. Our first tests had a lot of hallucinations in their models, but it's still very early in their development. One of the promises of Liquid AI was that it proposed a model so small that it could run on a Raspberry Pi, the equivalent of a 10-year-old laptop, the ability to run independently at the edge without having to call a big cloud model. So will they work through their issues? I don't know. But what made them interesting is they thought differently. Remember that Apple commercial from the 1980s? Think different? Well, here's some really different thinking. A space rover in a simulated Mars environment is testing a control system inspired by insect brains. The system, developed by a UK-based startup Opteran, draws on research from the University of Sheffield, which studied the neurological efficiency of insects such as honeybees. Opteran's natural intelligence aims to replicate the efficiency found in insect brains. Despite having only about 1 million neurons, a bee's brain can perform complex tasks like navigation, obstacle avoidance, and communication with remarkable energy efficiency. In comparison, large language models like GPT-4 utilize the computational equivalent of hundreds of billions of parameters, far exceeding the 1 million neurons in a bee's brain. And yet the efficiency of insect brains offers valuable lessons for creating simpler, energy-efficient control systems. The researchers have reverse engineered these brain functions into software that allows autonomous machines to navigate without extensive data processing or power consumption. And the resulting software, called Opteran Mind, provides space rovers with zero latency, visual depth perception, and dramatically reduces the need for bulky tools and power-hungry components. The systems are currently being tested at Airbus Defence and Space's Mars Yard, with support from the European Space Agency and the UK Space Agency. The system's ability to make near-instant decisions could revolutionize rover operations, allowing them to drive further and faster with minimal human intervention. Opteran's ambitions extend beyond space exploration. CEO David Rajan said, "We aim to integrate an Opteran mind into every machine underground in mines, on the ground, in the air, and off-world, allowing them to operate as efficiently and as freely as natural creatures." Now, it's not artificial general intelligence, but that's precisely the point. Sometimes, as Apple said, you have to think different. You have to question the general wisdom. Why do you need artificial general intelligence to get the results that you need? It's a great lesson in AI for all of us. And if they get it right, it's an incredibly efficient computer system that, when compared to other approaches, requires next to nothing in terms of compute cycles or power. All of that from intentionally introducing bugs into software. Sorry, I couldn't resist. That's our show for today. You can reach me at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a terrific Tuesday.